Hi, welcome to my messy fingers. I'm Charlie. I just completed another album for Scrap and Create, an online store. They've sent me this collection to create an album with it. The album does feature Stamperia's Fortune collection. It's fairly recent and it measures 9 by 8.5. And I have approximately a 2.5-inch spine. Now it is a big album, I will warn you right now, and it is packed full. Down below in the description you'll see the list of the paper packs that I used, and out of all that I only had 6 sheets left. So let's get started. I did a lot of playing with the ephemera. And as you can see here on the front, this is my fortune teller, and then these are her trades, the crystal ball, the life path, the hand, her tarot cards. I've accented with some brass items that Scrap and Create sent to me along with the paper collection, just so that the front of it had a little bit of a pop. Now I did double layer this. I wrapped this album in black, and then I wanted to pull this burgundy plum color out that you see throughout. So I did put in an extra layer of cardstock with that color so that it would help pull those up front. And that's what this is. This is a strip of that color. So if you do decide to make this album, you have the choice of not accenting, or you can accent with any the other colors that are featured in this album. And then from this front piece over here, when I cut it off, was the hand, and I thought it would make a great symbol on the spine. And then beautiful textured paper here on the back with a small saying out of the chipboard piece. And as you can see, this is full, it's thick. I did try to keep the tutorial builds under an hour on most of them. I succeeded. I think I've got 2 that did go to an hour. So as we get inside of this, you can see here I used some of the larger filigrees to accent this. The circled, there's a whole page of these beautiful circular embellishments. A chipboard piece. This is snapped in closure, so then when you open it up, you'll see that we have a big pocket. Let me get some of these. We have some tucks, and then you open this up. We've got some photo opportunities on both sides of these, and then we have a nice big pocket down here. And then over here, this particular sheet of paper did have the cat, and I used the large chipboard piece and glued it right down on top of the cat. So there was some depth here. I took this saying and mounted it on black cardstock, and then mounted it on some chipboard. I used a lacy type die that I have in my collection. It's optional. You do not have to do this. And then I left this page completely void of any interference with tags and pockets, because it would make a great page for either some hand journaling or to put on some large photos. Now over here, these are some chipboard pieces that I've actually taken and inked and laid in over this flower. Then when you get in here, again, this side panel, I did not do anything with it, again, for the same reason. You can journal across this whole page, or you can put photos on it. Now this piece of paper, there are, these are all 12 by 12, by the way, but there was this symbol here of a human being, and I did cut and trim him in to fit. And on the opposite side of the page, there was a door that was inside of the building. Well, what I did was I opened it up and I put one of the tarot cards in the back with a magnet closure. Then when you open this up, we've got the I fussy cut a hand, and it acts as a tuck, as well as the crystal ball over here on this side. And then we have some smaller tucks, some smaller pockets here on both sides. And then we have a nice big pocket here in the center. Some little embellishments off the fussy cut. This is out of the chipboard pieces. And then here, I cut this out, layered it on black cardstock, and then stuck it right back where it came out of the paper. And then I took a little saying here that says Elixir of Life, and indicating all these bottles. Popped it up and just placed it right into the center. Then when you open it up, there are a lot. There's an entire sheet of these, I'm going to call them trading cards for the lack of a better word. But I wanted to do something special and unique with them. So what I did was I made a 1/4 inch high pocket and so that these could sit in here. Accented it with a couple of chipboard candles, and you still have a place up here to either journal or to put a photo. And then over here we have another tuck, as you can see. And then this is one of the ephemera pieces. This was cut out and then mounted on black cardstock. And then when you get into the inside here, she is also a nice tuck. And then we have a big pocket here, and then accented it with one of the cutouts. Then when we get over here on this page, I use the columns, the cat to kind of accent the front of this page. Open it up, and we have a nice pocket here. This is an ephemera piece, and I cut it out and, mounted it on black cardstock so it could act as a tuck. And then when you get in here, this opens up. We have 2 more pockets, accented with some chipboard butterflies. And here again, I used the 6x6 cards. She's got a tuck on her for some smaller items. Let's see if I can get a small item out here, so that you can come in and tuck something in behind her here. And then you've got rest of this here is for photo opportunity, and then you've got a nice big pocket here. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Hold on. Then when we get to this signature here, I cut this out. It's 2-sided, and it had this beautiful white flower. Well, I went in and fussy cut out one of the flowers out of the cut apart page, and I accented it with some wing castella so that it would shine, and I placed it in and over this. And then I came in with a couple of the ephemera candles. They've got their own little sheen going on. And then I fussy cut out 2 additional candles and then accented them as well with some wing castella. And then the saying up here from the quotes and sayings. Then when you open this up, we have here, I took the top part of a piece of paper that said good fortune, and then a nice little brass element, and then it acts as a tuck, or you can put a pocket on as well. And then when you open this up, we've got a nice big spot here for photos. This is a tuck rather than a pocket. And then over here, we have another one of those photo opportunities with these cards. And then this page, on this piece of paper, there is actually the pyramids on it, but I took one of the pyramids out of the chipboard and placed it on here to give it some depth. I inked it in black and then placed it right in over, and then it allowed these to stand back here as if they're off in the distance. And then a nice little saying, and then another brass element. Then when you open this up, I fussy cut this out and I glued the entire thing down, but it still gives you, for a smaller photo, plenty of room to put something in there. Over here we have a pocket, and I did take the cat out of the ephemera, accented it with a brass element. And then when you open this up in here, we have a staggered waterfall using all of the 3.5 or 4x6 cards. And I left this page alone so that you could accent it in any fashion that you wish. And then getting over here, and this is actually not put together correctly. There we go. This is one piece, and I wanted her to stand here on her own. I didn't want to mess with any of that. These two cards are actually in this paper, and again, I cut them out, backed them on black cardstock, mounted them on some spare chipboard, and put them back into place. I put in a little brass element here. Then when you open this up, we have some nice big blank photo panels. I didn't want to do too much in one of the signatures. I just wanted to leave it open for your own interpretation, because there's a lot of ephemera and chipboard pieces that are still available. And then I used one of my scraps, used some Winkostella on the flower, as well as cutting out the S. I mounted it on chipboard, black cardstock, and then added some Winkostella on the letter itself. So this is just a nice, simple, big platform for putting in your photos, and then you have still a nice pocket. Then when we get over here, we have the big hand. I chose not to do anything with it. I really refrained from cutting this out. I didn't want to torture anybody, so I left it just the way that it is. But when you open this, this is the last signature that's in this book, and this signature is a book in of itself. I had a lot of paper left over, and I always feel guilty if I'm leaving too much paper. So I want to do something with it so that I feel better about how the album comes across. So this is from a 12 by 12. All of these cuts, for the most part, are off of a 12 by 12. And then you get in here, and I still had some of these beautiful elements, so that I treated them as tucks. And this actually is supposed to open this way. There we go. So the crow with the number 3, I cut that out, mounted it on black cardstock, and then put it on some chipboard pieces to pop it up. Over here, I made a little pocket. There are these 3 gorgeous, beautiful ephemera. They got their own nice little glitter, and then I used some of the ephemera gems to help accent this. And they act just as a tuck there. Now we'll open it up the correct way. Okay. So then when you get in here, this being the center, I had, like I said, I had a lot of these left over, and I wanted to use them because I had taken the time to cut them out. So we got a nice pocket there. We have a pocket here. And then over here, we have a pocket. And then on this side, there's a nice tuck. And then when you open it up even further, I've got to get this over here, we have a nice big page that's left for photos. And then we have another big page with a photo opportunity. And we also have a tuck. But now we get over here on this side, and this opens, and this opens. So here we have, whoops, here we have another big, beautiful open space for photos, a photo opportunity here, as well as a nice tuck. And that is my Fortune album featuring Stamperia's collection. And again, I want a big shout out to Scrap and Create for once again entrusting me to build with some of their papers. Please head on over to their website, Scrap with the letter N, Create, and you can pick up all of the collection, the ephemera, the chipboard. You'll see down in the description field below that I have put all the links in to their website for picking up all the elements to this, and give them a shout out. They're very gracious and very generous in what they send me, so show them some love and order the collection from them. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That way you know when new videos post on new upcoming collections. And as well, this book and several others will be listed on my Etsy site for sale, and that is also My Messy Fingers. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later.